Hi, thank you. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Can you hear me?
Sound great.
Okay, excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody, and thank you. I think Via said that she loved the part one of this class. Thank you so much for that positive feedback. I appreciate it. It's Friday, everybody. Yes, 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 Friday. I don't know about you, but this has been one of the longest weeks. I don't know what's going on, but it's been a long week, and I'm really excited for today that it's Friday. Thank you so much for coming to Launch Your Business with Customer Focused Marketing Part 2, brought to you by Grow with Google. We're in a virtual world all over the world. Actually, not even the world. We're actually everybody's in outer space right now. This is all probably like satellite driven, but you could be anywhere in the ecosystem of the universe right now, beaming from whatever country you're beaming in from. But you've chosen to come to this class this morning on a Friday and spend an hour with me, JinJa Birkenbeuel, Illinois Google Digital Coach, to learn about customer focused marketing. So I'm so grateful that you're here. That is my moment of gratitude because when you show up for these types of workshops that Google Digital Coaches puts together, it makes the program better, but it also gives you the skills that you need to grow your business, grow your awareness, and help you digitally transform because there's no better way in the world right now to launch a business, to launch your idea, or to figure out how to make money online right now. We are all in the right place at the right time at the right moment. So let me just tell you, you could be the next like Ray Kroc. I mean, seriously, like anything is possible in this world right now because of what tools are available online. So I just want to thank you again for coming. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you also to BACP, one of my wonderful partners in the city of Chicago. Business and Consumer Protection is really here to help serve the community in more ways than one. And I really am grateful for this partnership, and so is Google. All right, so I want to just mention about Grow with Google. It's an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their businesses online. And today we're going to really talk about the basics of customer focused marketing. This is part two of a two-part workshop. If you were not in part one, you're fine. This isn't like a if you didn't make the first one, you won't know what's going on the second one. Every single component of these workshops really do work standalone. However, if you were here the first workshop, please let me know in the chat. One amazing participant already said they were here. I would love to know who else was here. I will be documenting the chat because I want Google to know how amazing this community is in Chicago. But part one, we learned why marketing is such a crucial part of your business. We introduced the concept of the customer journey and why understanding it's key to any marketing efforts, right? We discussed the journey overall, but we also went into significant detail about the first two phases, which are awareness and consideration. Awareness and consideration in the customer focused marketing journey are usually kind of the ones that we get stuck on a lot because we always love to continuously talk about our business and let people know about our business. It's a real comfort place for most entrepreneurs and business owners. It's so easy to just spend your whole day and night talking about your business and letting people know I exist, I exist, I exist. But what we're going to be doing now is kind of going into the next phase, right? We're going to go into the next phase. And when I do that, I think you'll understand why it takes a little bit more intention to go into the two different phases of the customer journey. But before we do that, I just want to make sure you know who I am a little bit. So not only am I the Illinois Google Digital Coach, but I'm also the CEO of Burt Creative, which is a visual identity company. And we help companies of all sizes get to market and get attention and get the results they need from their customers or their potential customers or customers they didn't even know existed. We try to help them find these customers. I'm also the founder of the Honest Field Guide podcast. And this podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. If you type in the Honest Field Guide podcast, you'll actually hopefully get the link to the Google podcast platform, which allows you to listen to a podcast or listen to my podcast anywhere you want on any device you like. It doesn't require a subscription at all. So you just can pop in there, click the link and listen. I actually just interviewed one of the directors of Google recently. She has the most recent podcast. Fascinating conversation. She launched an amazing platform within Google called Own Your Career. And I just really wanted to understand how do you launch something inside of a company as big as Google and still, come out whole. And it's a really beautiful conversation. Highly recommend it, listening to that particular podcast. And again, it's the Honest Field Guide podcast, and the interview is with Jenny Wood. I'm also the co-songwriter of a band called Utah Carol, a soft country rock band, otherwise known as Americana. And I'm also the founder of a new 501c3 called Journey of Gratitude. Why do I tell you all these things I'm doing? And you can, by the way, go to journeyofgratitude.org and you can see my platform, which celebrates entrepreneurs with a special focus on women entrepreneurs. Why am I telling you all this? Because I have a lot of digital skills and I have a lot of digital tools to help me launch almost every idea in my head and put it in the market and test it and see what works. And that's sort of what customer focused marketing is in some ways. You want to figure out what is going to work and what's going to stick, and you have to try several different things and several different platforms. So anyway, I wanted to make sure everybody knew about that. So those are the things that are happening in my world, and I would love to actually hear what's happening in your world. Please network together. Say hello in the chat, because here's the thing, believe it or not, communicating in a chat environment is a digital skill. It's a job skill. It's a career skill. I don't know if it's a life skill, although maybe it is, but basically now when you're out there looking for jobs, you're trying to pitch for new business, oftentimes you're in an environment like this, because we don't have to really travel anymore to get, new opportunities, right? I mean, I landed my first international client this year. It was amazing. My very first international client. Yes, Google is a client of my agency, but I landed actually an international client that headquarters in another country, which is really amazing. But anyway, it's important to understand how to use this experience. So I would love for all of you to say hello to each other, tell people your name if you feel like it. Privacy is important. So if you don't want to share, that's fine too. But let people know your company name. The link to where they can reach you, whether that's LinkedIn, you can reach me on LinkedIn, whether it's Instagram, or whether it's your website and you have a form you want people to fill out to sign up. Maybe you even want to send people to a product you're trying to sell, or maybe you want to let people know, I just launched this new thing. Can you take a look at it? Here's the link to find it. Whatever it looks like, communicate in the chat and let people know what you're doing. Again, this is being recorded, and BACP is going to be sharing it on their YouTube channel, which means the chat is also going to show up as well. So it's another opportunity for you to exposure. So kind of think about things like that, when you're in these environments, because this is public information. All right. Say hello. So I wanted to say one more thing about Google Digital Coaches. This really is part of the Grow with Google platform. And this platform provides digital skills and training to help Black, Latinx, and other people, launch their businesses, reach new customers, thrive online, and grow. We do have a new announcement. I've been teasing this out for the last couple of months. We just hired a new coach in the program, the very first Indigenous peoples coach. I'm so excited. He is an Indigenous people. And you can check him out at googledigitalcoaches.com. I'm so proud. I'm actually getting chills thinking about this because there is so much to be said for the Indigenous people of America, the beautiful things that that are part of the culture, and there's also a lot of there's some trauma. Of course there's a significant trauma. So I feel very proud of this new coach, and I feel very proud that Google has brought this coach to our community, because he has a lot to offer and a lot to share. So I encourage you to please go to googledigitalcoaches.com and say hello to the new coach and sign up for his workshops and show up for him. Please do show up for him. All right, my social media handle is Burke Creative, and Digital Coaches Program is the Instagram handle. And you can always tag Google Digital Coaches and tag Burke Creative. And if you do pictures of this workshop and share it on Instagram, I'll be sure to let the team know, and they'll share it back out, which is more exposure. And you can always contact me on LinkedIn. All right. So what questions do you have for me before I jump into this? Just looking, just checking. All right. I love the engagement. Thank you for sharing all this information. I know that the team at BACP will be documenting this as well. All right. Fabulous. Let me close this up right now. All right. So in part 2 of this workshop, we're going to recap the customer journey. So if you missed it, that's fine, and how marketing can influence prospective customers' decisions to do business with you. This time, we'll dive deeper into the last 2 phases of the journey. You're going to learn how to identify and persuade prospective customers to convert and make purchases. That's what we're here for, right? How do you get people to buy your thing and make money? You'll also learn how to create ongoing value for your customers, build brand loyalty, and encourage advocacy. We'll end with a recap and some additional resources to support you. And I'll try as much as I can to answer questions in the chat, but we do have limited time, so I'd like to hold the questions to the end. And if you can stay on past 11, let's see, 9:30. If you can stay on a little bit past 10:30, I'll hang out for another, 5, 10, or 15 minutes and help answer some questions. All right, so I want to briefly review what marketing is and how it fits into the customer journey. But first, I want to bring up a quote that speaks to the importance of the last two phases and what we're going to talk about today. It's much easier to double your business by doubling your conversion rate than doubling your traffic. I'll read that again. It's much easier to double your business by doubling your conversion rate than by doubling your traffic. And this gets to the heart of why marketers need to think beyond the first two phases of the customer journey. You want to create awareness and engage your prospective customers. Absolutely, those are vital and necessary phases, but you can't spend all your time there. And I know we love to do it because we're creatives, we're thinkers. We always want to talk about how great we are with what we're doing and what we're selling. This is what we do, right? But you also have to focus on converting those you've engaged and connected with into web traffic into earned paying customers. That's the goal. You really want to get them to become customers. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. I mean, believe me, this is one way. Always do your own research, always look at other ideas, get a second opinion. But basically, a lot of the strategies that we're sharing today really do work. They've worked for me. At its core, marketing is an ongoing effort to create meaning for your customers. It answers questions like, why should customers buy from your company? What's in it for them? What makes your product, service, and company great? Why should they listen to your advice? And what's your backstory? And you know what? When you look at these questions, change the word your to I. Why should customers buy from my company, or my rather? What's in it? And you can also say, what's in it for me? What makes my product, services, and company great? Why should they listen to my advice? What's my backstory? I mean, try to switch it around, because one of the things about the customer journey is taking your experience to the customer's experience. So try to change, the pronouns a little bit so you can kind of figure out like what are the different conversations that might be happening with your community and yourself. Storytelling helps impart meaning to your products and brand. It can connect customers with your business on an emotional level. When customers buy from you, you want them to feel good about their purchases. No buyer's remorse. No buyer's remorse, right? We all have it, but we try to minimize that. Your marketing should be about building relationships, developing trust and credibility so your customers want to buy from you. Staying in touch throughout the customer journey will help them think of you first and influence whether or not they do business with you. And I really do love that, because it depends on your business, right? If you're in a service business like I am, your touch points throughout the customer journey might be very different from a business that has an actual product, okay? The customer journey is the sum of the experiences customers go through when interacting with a brand. Let's recap the entire journey and the steps that customers take when they do business with you, okay? So in part one, we walk through the awareness and consideration phase in detail. Awareness is the first phase when a potential customer discovers you, maybe through word of mouth, a Google search, an ad. At the awareness phase, your marketing is focused on reaching your customers where they are so they become aware of your brand, right? Next, they may move into the consideration phase, and that's when customers weigh in on whether they'll buy from you or a competitor, whether they'll buy your type of product or something similar, or whether they'll buy it at all. During consideration, your marketing is about engaging your customers by answering questions and building relationships. Again, this depends on your business, right? If you're in the business of government contracting, it's a little bit different, the customer journey. How do you get them engaged in your product? Because you're dealing with government contracting. It's not quite the same. You don't get to really market in the same way. And the government contract person, the procurement department, whoever these people are, they don't really have the option to make a decision based on your customer, based on their journey to you. It just really depends. So just keep in mind, this really does depend on your business and your business goals. So now we're at the place and journey we're covering in today's workshop, the purchase and advocacy phase. So your marketing at these phases is about influencing your leads and converting them into paying customers. They may buy one thing or they may buy many, many things over a lifetime. Think about your customers now and figure out how many keep coming back to you over and over again. Or think about your potential customers, your potential audience, who keeps coming back to your Instagram channel over and over and over again. Don't count your friends and your family in this, right? You want to just see like who's coming back to my channels and engaging with me often, because those people, they are, in some ways you think about attention, and attention is a customer. Like if somebody's giving you attention, in some way that's a customer. They're getting some kind of value from you, and that's why they're coming back to learn. They're coming back to do something. So always keep in mind when you're sharing content online, try to always add value so that people are coming to learn something, right? So this brings me to the final phase, which is advocacy. This is where customers are so excited about their purchase and their experience with you that they recommend you to others. And sometimes they recommend you in rooms where you're not sitting or in, they're just like, oh, hire this company or talk to this person or buy this product. That's the place that you always want to be, where your name is mentioned in a room full of strangers. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't you love to know that happened to you? So at every phase of the customer journey, you have the opportunity to persuade them to move forward with you. The better the marketing, the greater the influence, and the longer the journey, So I'm really curious, just think about this. When you think about these 4 phases, and I know the people that came to the last workshop have a slight advantage, but what phase do you think you need the most help? If you want to write that in the chat, go ahead and let me know. Like, where do you feel like you're falling flat or you need the most support? And maybe that's where you should focus your attention right now. All right, so I want to look at a real world business to help us understand the 3rd and 4th phases of the customer journey. Tracy and Danny, the mother-daughter team behind a company called Wicked Good Cupcakes, they took decorating classes in 2010, and their passion became a business. Their first store opened in December of 2011. As their reputation grew, they received hundreds of shipping requests, but they couldn't find a way to ship cupcakes and have them arrive fresh and intact. And they came up with a big idea, cupcakes in mason jars. Now, let me just say that we actually have a cupcake and mason jar company in Chicago. And I don't think it's their original idea, frankly, but we do have a cupcake and mason jar. And right now I'm blanking a little bit on what this company is. So if somebody can remind me of what this company is that has cupcakes in a jar, I would have so much gratitude if you could type in Google search cupcakes in a jar, Chicago, Black woman owned business. Please do this for me. Whoever does this favor for me, I will reward you at the end of the class with a wonderful surprise. So please, somebody do this for me. Okay. All right. So filling jars with layers of cake, frosting, and filling. The cupcake stays fresh for 10 days without refrigeration and can be shipped easily. So news spread in April 2013. Tracy and Danny debuted their product on ABC Shark Tank in front of 10 million viewers. Wicked Good Cupcakes became the go-to site to buy unique baked goods online. And the next time I run this class, I will put this cupcake company in my deck because I really want to promote the Chicago business that's owned by a Black woman, to have her featured as part of the project. As part of this presentation, I really feel like I should do that. So please let me know if you find this woman for me. Okay, so with an appearance on a popular TV show, Wicked Good Cupcakes had achieved brand awareness and were actively engaged with their customers. Their next step was to focus on increased purchases and turning customers into brand loyal advocates. It was really time at this point for Tracy and Danny to do more marketing focus on the purchase and advocacy phases of their customer journey. They needed to learn more about their customers so they could better convert them. They needed to identify opportunities to improve their website, ways to make the entire experience, especially the checkout process, more efficient. They needed to give their customers reasons to come back to the site. With the help of Wicked Good Cupcakes, we're going to talk about these last 2 phases of the customer journey and how your marketing can help convert these customers during the purchase phase and turn them into brand loyal customers during the advocacy phase. I'm just going to check the chat real quick. No, it's not cake. It's not Jars by Jasmine. It's not Jordy Cakes. The really interesting thing, and thanks for all these guesses. I really appreciate all these guesses. The reason I'm appreciative of it is that she's converted me to a brand loyal customer. I just hired her for an event at Moxie in Chicago, which is I think it's a fully Black owned co-working space in Chicago. And she supplied the breakfast pastries and breakfast sandwiches for the shop. So at the end of this workshop, I'm going to take a minute and look it up, because if you're not finding her online, then that means I actually need to help her with her SEO. Okay, because she actually has a standalone shop. All right, thank you for going. No, it's not Justice of the Pies, although she's amazing, and she doesn't put pies in a jar. This woman actually puts cake in a jar. All right, okay, let me get back to the workshop because I was getting really distracted because I now want cake in a jar. That's what I want right now, this morning, immediately. All right, let's start with the purchase phase. So once your marketing has addressed the awareness and consideration phases of the customer journey, you should have some leads who have become prospects and are ready to become paying customers, okay? So what I want you to also do is think about your own journey to making a purchase. Think about your own journey to making a purchase. What are your steps to make a purchase of something? And you can do a couple different things, like what is your step to purchase a candle? What's your step to purchase, a cup of tea at a coffee shop? What's your step to go buy a car? What's your step to decide, I don't know, buy something that's service based? What's your step to go and, hire someone to do some consulting for you? Like, what are your steps? And then reverse engineer that process and understand how you, as that business you're looking for, is finding out how you're getting to them, and just sort of try to do some reverse engineering with every single step you take during the day when you're trying to buy things. All right, because that always does help. So in this phase, which is the purchase phase, your job is to influence these leads and prospects to become paying customers, a process called conversion. Go on to Google and type in, what is a conversion? So to convert customers, you need to figure out which leads are more likely to become customers and focus your marketing efforts on them. To do this, you're going to need to identify the key customer actions that lead to conversion. Then you need to share the right marketing messages and timely call to actions to encourage the purchase with these ready to buy customers, right? So finally, you'll want to convert more customers when you streamline the process and make it easy as possible for them to make a purchase. So how do you know where customers are in their journey? You look at their actions. Certain actions signal they're more likely to convert. The key actions may vary depending on your business, but some common ones are signing up for your email list, completing a form, like a request for a quote, downloading content, a product brochure, watching a video, signing up for a trial or demo account, downloading your app, calling you or emailing you to schedule a consultation, placing a product in your online shopping cart, but leaving the site before making a purchase, which happens to me all the time. I always put something in a cart and then I walk away. I'm like, forget it, I changed my mind. It's important to remember these key actions won't all be online. For Wicked Good Cupcakes, a key action could be visits to the cupcake truck offering samples, right? I mean, obviously they have a lot of capital. They got a lot of capital, have gotten this far, probably from Shark Tank. When Wicked Good Cupcakes looked into customer actions, they saw that some website visitors were placing items in their shopping cart, but they weren't completing the purchase. So that action signaled a higher interest level than just visiting the website. They identified these visitors and sent them coupons to give them a nudge to buy. So I want you to think about your business, what customer actions can help you identify people who might be ready to become customers. And I just want to go back to one of these bullets. So actually, I want to go back to all the bullets. Look at all these bullets, right? Doing all these things that I'm just suggesting, signing up for your email list, calling you, emailing you, downloading your app. You may not have all of these resources available for your business. Like you may not have an app, okay? You may not have an app, which is fine. I don't have an app. But I will. You may not have, an opportunity to do a trial or a demo account. Those are things that are usually a little bit maybe for more mature businesses or businesses that have a lot more capital. But I will say, if you don't have a way for people to sign up for your email list, if you don't have a way for people to fill out a form, if you don't have a video that people can click to watch, okay? If you don't have a Google Voice line, not your personal phone number, but a phone number for people to call you about your business. If you don't have things like that, you need to do that, and you need to think about these things and backtrack your tool, which is your website and your other social media accounts, to figure out what you need to do to get these things in place so that you have more opportunity to generate leads for your business. If you don't have these things, you've got to get them, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you with these bullets. So there's a little bit more involved in that. All right, so once you've identified customers ready to make a purchase, it's time to share content and calls to action designed to convert. So as I mentioned earlier, Wicked Good Cupcakes sent coupons to people that abandoned their shopping cart. So your conversion efforts should include a discount, a special deal like buy one, get one free, or an exclusive offer with a VIP feel. You can also send an invitation to a special content opportunity like a webinar. You can also include client testimonials to share about your brand or product. Great way to do that is to get a Google business profile and encourage people to leave a review. Think about what else you can offer as a value-added service. Free shipping, free tutorial, free 15-minute consultation, whatever that looks like, right? Present these value adds in a way that sound compelling and time sensitive. I can only do this for the next 24 hours. You only have 2 days to take advantage of this offer. You're also going to need to decide where you're going to share this content and with the audience you've identified is ready to convert. Now you've got to identify the audience. You have to look for the signals. So you want to consider marketing and advertising channels that let you reach this curated audience. You could also use an email marketing platform as well as a digital advertising platform like Google Ads if you'd like to do that. I myself, I run ads every single day, 365 days a year. I am a mature business. I'm a very mature business. I've been in business for 20 plus years. So for me, ad budget is part of my marketing process, right? So everyone doesn't need to do that. Everyone may not be ready to do that yet either. So there's a lot of elements that go into conversion. One of the easiest ways to convert though is to make the purchase process as simple as possible. If you right now go to Google, okay, and I'd love for you to open a browser window, but go to google.com, open a private browsing window and type in something that you want to buy this weekend, or you want to like a product. I specifically want to do a product right now, but type something that you want to buy this weekend. Like for me, what do I want to buy this weekend? I think this, I'm looking around. Like I just bought a bunch of notebooks from a local business. And I actually did some searching on other platforms in addition to Google, and I found the thing I wanted. I clicked the button, it went in my shopping cart. I put, my information popped up automatically. Boom, I just got my notebooks yesterday, which is really exciting for me. But I want you to go to google.com and type in something you want. And I want you to then go to the shopping tab. There's a tab called shopping. If you go to the shopping tab, the thing that you said you wanted, you'll see all the places where you can find the thing that you wanted, and you'll actually see when you can get the things. And you'll also notice that in the Google Shopping tab, you'll find out who is part of the Google Shopping platform and who isn't, right? And so Google Shopping platform offers buyer protection, things like that. It's really actually very exciting. I love the Google Shopping platform. But the point I'm making is that when you go to these platforms, you want to have a hassle-free online checkout experience, and that's what Google Shopping does. And there's other competitors, frenemies, I like to say, I won't mention because you all know what I'm talking about. They have a very seamless process to buy things. And that's really changed the game on a lot of the experiences for even small businesses. If you can't make it easy like that and seamless and frictionless, it's very difficult to make a conversion and get a sale, okay? So you also want to make people feel great about what they're buying. And that's where the sort of, professional branding, marketing gets into play here, because when you're a small business, you want to develop a relationship. You want to humanize your brand, which you have the ability to do because you're small and you're like Spidey-like. You can work a lot faster and you have more agility. So when Wicked Good Cupcakes wanted to make it faster and easier for customers to complete their purchases, they did reduce the number of checkout steps. This is different for service-based businesses. They also continuously test other checkout options and tweak the process based on results. They use Google Analytics to see how changes affect their sales and made necessary adjustments as the data came in. Conversion works best when you've created a stellar experience at every single touch point through the customer journey. I don't know what kind of businesses are on the call. I haven't looked into detail, but there are some really amazing platforms that really help simplify a product-based checkout process. Shopify, for example, while it's a little bit more expensive than, say, Squarespace, Shopify has powerful integrations with Google Analytics, and they have powerful integrations with different kinds of digital payment systems. So some of these things are, make it a lot easier for a product-based business to really get in the mix and make some real money and get some information about customers that are shopping for their products. So we've talked about what you should do to convert customers. Now I want to look at a tool that can help you accomplish it. This is Google Analytics. It's a no-cost tool that can help you identify key customer actions that happen on your website. It's really one of the most popular website analytics platforms available. Everyone in the world uses Google Analytics. Everyone in the world. There might be some companies that have their own analytics platforms. I mean, that's fine, but Google Analytics is the bomb. I can't run my clients' websites without it. Although my agency doesn't develop websites anymore, we exited that space because of significant cybersecurity challenges. However, in this situation, Google Analytics is really powerful to give you insights that you need, right? It allows you to connect a dashboard that measures information and tracks the customer journey on your website. It's really amazing because it helps you discover important information about your visitors, like how do people find my site in the first place? Are they just coming in randomly, organically? Are they clicking on a news article that I didn't know I was mentioned in? Did somebody recommend me on another platform? What do customers interact with once they find me online? What demographic groups visit my site the most? What countries are they coming from? I didn't even know I had customers, coming from Poland. I had no idea. What channel drives the most traffic? Which channels and actions drive the most conversion? Google Analytics can really help you do better marketing throughout the entire customer journey. And I want to briefly talk about how it also helps during the purchase phase. Who has Google Analytics? Just put it in the chat. Do you have Google Analytics on your website? Do you know how to do it? This is not a class on how to put it in your, website. But, if you want to know how to put it in your website, just type in install Google Analytics and make sure that the information that you get on the Google search sends you back to google.com platform versus third party. Okay. But I'd love to know who's using Google Analytics. Please tell me. So through conversion reports, which is what you'll get from analytics, you'll see whether the completion of an important business activity like a purchase has been done and how all your channels work together towards conversions. You can also measure the key actions you've identified as lead ups to a purchase, like email signups, that email signup thing I told you about, form submissions, appointment bookings, or current and content downloads. So you may want to know how a change on your website or the checkout process affects your conversions. So all you need to do is look at a report for a recent period, make a change on your site, then see how that change affects or doesn't affect your conversion percentage or your average order value. And Google Analytics is, again, tremendous. It provides insights into the actions impacting your conversion, helps you identify customers ready to convert, and helps you analyze your conversion process so you can get more people to complete the actions important to your business. And if you want to learn more about analytics, all you have to do is go to g.co/analytics. That's the best place to learn more. And here's the deal. Earlier in this conversation, I asked you to go online and type in what is a conversion. And if you didn't know that, if you're confused about conversion, then this particular slide may not have made any sense to you because you didn't completely know what a conversion is. So I want you to, here's what's really beautiful about Google. It's the #1 search engine in the world, but you can learn, like, you ask a question and you'll get a million answers, but there's really only one right answer, and it's coming from Google. So please make sure you're getting google.com results when you're typing these things in for when you're asking questions, because it really does make a difference. Okay, because Google's just sharing information, you're learning. It's not a third party trying to make you buy something to learn. Okay, so another tool that can be useful for driving conversion is Google Ads. One of the advantages of digital advertising is the ability to drive and deliver specific content to specific groups of people. So this lets you know and show ads to the right people at the right time, making it more likely they're going to convert into paying customers. That's what we all want. So for example, you can use Google Ads to put sales messages and incentives in front of people searching for products like yours. Ads can appear on Google search results and many other websites like YouTube. Remember earlier I asked you, do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a way to drive people to a video? Please get a YouTube channel. If you are a business on this call, get a YouTube channel. I will be running a YouTube class at some point. It's a more advanced class. I will be running it soon because everybody needs to know how to do video. And it's got to be more than knowing how to do a TikTok video. You need to understand why you're doing a video and what is the intent of the video. And long form, medium form, snack size, 30 seconds, whatever it takes. Understanding the whole ecosystem of video creation will help you make videos anywhere. All right, so I'll be running a workshop like that soon. So getting back to Google search results. So ads can appear everywhere, like I said, YouTube, display. There's a lot of different formats available for ads: text ads, image ads, shopping, video ads. There's also special types of campaigns. Once you may even recognize some of them, right? They're called remarketing. Have you ever heard of remarketing? Have you ever heard of remarketing? That's when, like, you speak something, your microphone's on, you're on your phone in the background, you didn't realize it. The word pops up, it shows up next on different platforms. Next thing you know, you're getting ads for the thing that you said you wanted. Remarketing looks like a lot of different things, right? But in these campaigns, you can appear to a potential customer after he or she visits your website. When you connect your Google Ads and Google Analytics accounts, you can create ads directly from your analytics data and learn more about the impact of your ads campaigns. It's a little bit more advanced, I have to admit. I will tell you, I actually have a Google Ads manager for my company because it's a lot of work. I do this work, but I also have people to support me in the work that I do for my customers. I'm running a campaign right now for a public sector agency, and there's significant ads that we're running between Gmail advertising, which is beautiful and powerful, YouTube advertising, display, text, search, video. It's just really amazing what we're able to do with all these different tools now. Even for businesses that are not spending $1 billion a year, you can still get an impact with Google Ads. Okay, so all right, so I want to stop and have you take a minute to brainstorm the key actions your potential customers could take to show their readiness to convert. I've listed ones I mentioned earlier, but what makes sense for your business? What would best influence your potential customers? Choose the ones that make the most sense and jot anything else down that you can think of. I would love for somebody to put in the chat, like what key actions could show their readiness to convert for your business. I'd be really curious. You want to take a minute to do that and let me know? Now, I'm actually going to right now because I'm being driven insane by not having the company name that I'm trying to think of. I'm actually going crazy, and I have to give this amazing woman, I have to give her some props because she's been doing this for so long. She actually makes a really delicious vegan cookie. Um, a vegan chocolate chip cookie. It is astonishing. Has anybody ever had a vegan chocolate chip cookie that tasted delicious? I have, and it's with this black woman owned business in Chicago. All right, I'm going to move on. Put phone call consultation. That's excellent. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That is like gold standard signal, standard signal. Yes, she does make cookies without nuts. Absolutely. Form completion. Thank you, Mohammed. Yes, absolutely. Form completion is always amazing. And let me say this. I can't remember what year I did this, but I finally, after a period of time, it's probably when I started realizing that I was going to exit website development as part of a primary service offering in my company. I used to do website development, like full scale development, database development, um, you know, uh, um, HIPAA compliant websites, SharePoint. I mean, it's like the whole gamut, all the content, all the information, all the writing, the UX, the wireframing, all the things, all the back end, the maintenance. I did all this work for a very long time, and then something changed in the environment, in business, where there was a lot of problems with cybersecurity. And because of that, the clients that I was working with unfortunately didn't have the staff on the back end to really manage those website experiences well. So it really became a large liability for my company. So I only bring this up because what happened is I decided to pivot my business and look for different types of clients. And the number one tool I used to do that was a lead generation form, which Mohammed just mentioned. And so now most of my leads for my new business with clients I don't have yet comes in through that form. And it's absolutely astonishing. I run Google ads behind it as well with a hidden website, with hidden links and hidden pages. And it's very, very powerful. I've landed, oh my gosh, like hundreds of new leads. All of them have not converted to business because I haven't wanted all those leads. They haven't really been a good fit for my business, and vice versa. But it's really one of the most powerful things you can do, especially if you're in the service-based business. No, it's not Angelica's Bakery, but I'm going to look up that now. Are these all Chicago-based businesses you're mentioning? Why haven't I heard of these businesses? Why haven't I heard of these businesses? Why haven't I heard of Chicago Cake in a Jar? I mean, who are these businesses? I think I need to get out there a little bit more. Okay. All right, so we're on the final phase of the customer journey, advocacy. As the final phase, you can influence your customers' actions through focused marketing that sustains loyalty and encourages them to recommend you to others. So, by giving your customers more to consume and making their experiences amazing, you can sustain their business and earn their loyalty. Loyal customers think of your brand above all others. This will help encourage them to promote your brand and the products to people they know, helping you reach more customers. This is real. Where are you at? What business are you advocating for right now? Who are you telling people about? All right. So all the customers though are not created equal. They really aren't. I told you earlier that there's some customers that come through my lead gen that I decline. And you should also be very careful of what you say yes to. A customer who stays interested and engaged with your brand, continues shopping with you, has a lot of value to your business. So how do you create more of these types of customers? And you do this by providing more value to them. You have consistently excellent customer service. You bring out new products. You have new programs. You incentivize things like that. You want to keep your customers happy. You keep them engaged. You keep them buying from you. This is more than what I just said. This also means that you should have a professional social media strategy happening all the time, 24/7. This is part of the customer retention, acquisition, sustaining your customer journey. It really is. Happy customers often tell other people about their experience, but you can also nudge them to do more of this with focused marketing. You want to identify customers who are ready for this phase based on the number of purchases they've made and how long they've been a customer, right? And if they're speaking out about you and loud about you on social media channels, like I mentioned, this is what you need to be listening for. Stop scrolling and make the scrolling work for you. Scroll to learn, scroll to listen. Scroll to earn, do not scroll to waste your time. I mean, literally figure out how to convert that scrolling down the rabbit hole into business and money making. So building this type of customer loyalty can be done a number of ways, and it relies on the entire customer experience being stellar up to this point, being excellent. So if they didn't have a good checkout experience, they had trouble with their product or didn't get the help they need or felt ignored, it's going to be hard to turn these type of customers into loyal advocates. They'll probably bounce. At this phase, you want to focus on deepening your relationship with your customers, getting to know them. You can do this by staying in touch with whatever channels make sense for your business. You want to share content that's valuable to your paying customers, tutorials, video guides. There we go, video again. New product launch information. Top-notch customer service will positively impact customer loyalty. Listen, if you can find a way to integrate texting with your customers, you should do texting. I have certain customers that are, it depends on, you know, their interests and their passion around whatever. It depends on their generation. I have some customers that love me to be texting information back and forth. I've identified these customers. I understand them. I know it. I get it. There's some customers that prefer email. There's some customers that prefer LinkedIn. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you got to figure out how do you stay in touch with customers depending on your business. If you don't know the answers to these questions, it's time to get feedback. Ask your customers how you're doing, what you can be doing better. Create a survey with Google Docs. Make a survey, send it to the customer and say, please fill out my survey. Come up with the content around that. It will help you continuously improve your offerings, your service, and your brand overall. I did a survey once which integrated a video where I actually did a personal video, and I said, hi, so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. I'm so glad we worked together on this particular project. I'm really interested to get feedback on how the process went and how you felt the outcome delivered. And I'd like to learn more about what you think you need to get from me in order for me to, you know, continue to do work with you, whatever that is. I did a video and I attached a Google survey to it, and then I got a survey response back, and it was amazing. And I was actually able to use this information as customer testimonials because I did have a little disclaimer. I might use your information, you know, on LinkedIn or something like that. So anyway, think about how you can delight your customers in unexpected ways to further deepen your relationship and make you different from your competitors. Make you different. And there's enough food to go around. Please know there's enough food to go around. There's enough customers to go around. Like, you don't need to like be stealing other people's customers. It's also bad karma. Don't do that. All right. So loyalty programs and incentives will help you sustain the customer loyalty you've built by helping them feel special. You can create a loyalty program based on VIP and exclusivity. You can offer special discounts, coupons, point rewards. Personalization goes a long way as well. One of the things that I do to reward my clients, I don't really call them customers, although they are my agency clients. I actually offer to provide free training just like this. I say, hey, listen, I want to offer you a 30-minute, 1-hour workshop where I will tell you and teach you how to use LinkedIn for your employees or for your staff or for your community or network. You can bring whoever you want to the workshop, but I offer that as an incentive and a service and a value add because I'm a service-based business. I don't give away like, toys, that's not what I'm doing, although I love toys. I just got a little VFriends thing. I love toys, but I offer my value add is sharing what I know with others. And that's how I, give back as part of a loyalty program. All right, so who are you most likely to trust? A recommendation from a friend or an ad? So 92% of customers trust word of mouth recommendations over other types of marketing. Bottom line, customers referred by other customers have a 37% higher retention rate. So these are important reasons to not just focus on sustaining loyalty, but encouraging advocacy. It took me a long time to ask existing customers, please, like referrals, share my name with others, help me. It took me a long time to sort of, get the courage to like always ask. And I'm not afraid of asking for anything anymore. I'm over that hump. I'm like an old, like 125,000-year-old turtle now. I've seen it all, I've done it all. And now I'm just like, it's whatever happens going to happen. I'm out here now. So, okay. So once your customers feel taken care of, even delighted, they'll be more open and encouraged to recommend you to brands, to your brand, to people they know. And again, this is really powerful. Happy customers spread positive word of mouth. The opposite is true. People say why didn't they call me back? You'll never know. You may not even know they didn't call you back. You don't know what you don't know, right? I mean, this does happen. Like you just won't get the call. You won't show up. You won't be there. That's happened to me many times. And you know what? They weren't for me. I wasn't for them. And that's fine. Get over it. But bad news spreads faster sometimes than good news. And this is why you have to encourage good news, because it's harder for some reason to get people to spread good news. It's so easy for people to spread bad news. All right, so you can help your customers spread the word by putting opportunities to advocate your brand in front of them. Ask your customers to leave you online reviews. Ask your best customers for testimonials. I gave you a strategy, a few minutes ago. You can also create a referral program that incentivizes people. Contests, social media sharing opportunities. I asked you in the very beginning, take a picture of this workshop, put it on Instagram, hashtag digital coaches program, tag Work Creative. I mean, you heard me at the very beginning. Listen between the lines and you'll learn. Listen between the lines and you'll learn. So encouraging customers to leave you a review on Google and interacting with them through Google Business Profile is really a fantastic way to start. I have an entire class on Google Business Profile. This is not the class, but I will be having a class like this coming up again. Google Business Profile has gone through massive transformation. It's really much more integrated with Google Maps now, so it's become a much more powerful tool to be using if you have a business. If you don't have a Google Business Profile, please get one as long as you're a location-based business. If you're not familiar with it, it's free. You can manage your business information, you can connect with customers, you can post updates and more through a business profile on Google. Just go to google.com/business. Again, this video is being recorded, so you can always come back and look for it. Happy customers become advocates for your business through the reviews they leave on this platform, right? It's really amazing. You want to respond to reviews in a timely manner. Several businesses that have come to my business profile class, they're killing the game. They're out there. And a couple of the businesses that came to my class, I actually hired them for my company to do a service for me, JinJa Birkenbeuel, not for Work Creative. And two of these businesses have come back and say, oh, could you please leave me a review? So they know what to do now, and I feel so proud of this. So you really want to ask people to leave you reviews once you have a business profile, depending on the business you're in, right? Depending on the business you're in. But you always want to respond in a timely manner, always respond quickly. People know when you haven't responded. Keep your replies short and sweet. Use it as an opportunity to share more solutions, add more value, share more resources. You can just say thanks if you're out of energy. Like, I just thank you for leaving the review. That's fine too. Just make sure you respond, right? Your replies are simple, but they're a powerful way to build loyalty and encourage advocacy. Here's something else I want to leave you with on the Google Business Profile place. There's a business that I've been frequenting for many, many years. I helped him get his business profile up and running. I gave him strategies on what works and what doesn't work. He took everything, he did it right. He's got a gazillion reviews now. So guess what? When it came time for him to sell his business, what do you think the potential buyer did first? They went online, they did a search, and they looked at the reviews and they said, okay, this business has a ton of amazing reviews. He sold the company. He retired last week. He's out. And this company was transferred, the knowledge and the power and the intellectual property of these Google reviews was transferred to the new owner. That's what happens. So just understand like what's going on here. It's a very powerful tool, not just for what you're doing now, but for the future. Okay, so your customers are not the only ones who can become brand advocates. Employees, partners, vendors are great candidates for brand advocacy. Even if they're not actual customers, they have the intimate knowledge of your brand and can be encouraged to advocate for you. Paid influencers and affiliates are another form of advocate. I'm not giving financial advice. Please do your own research when it comes to affiliates and paid influencers. There's a lot of challenges around these two recommendations. I'm sort of hesitant, especially if you're a small business, because you really do need to do your own sweat labor before you get into that space. But influencers are typically people who have influence among your target audience, and the content they share is in line with your brand. It needs to be. Influencers are paid to recommend your brand or specific product, typically through social media. Affiliates, on the other hand, are typically people in your industry who have a wide reach or a lot of traffic to their website. Affiliates receive a percentage of a sale they generate through advocacy. If you use either of these resources, okay, influencer affiliates, please disclose that you're affiliate, that you're an affiliate. Please disclose, have the influencer disclose that they are being paid to work for you. Do not get into the space where you're not disclosing this, because this gets you in a lot of trouble. So I'm really hesitant about this. I'm a little hesitant. That's my own personal opinion. This is Google created content, but I'm very hesitant about paid influencers. There's just too many free tools out there, no cost tools that you can become your own influencer, So anyway, all right. So, one thing I will add though, if for some miracle Queen Oprah, says something about your product, say yes. Just say yes. Okay. So, how do you identify people ready for one of your advocacy programs? You can use a web analytics platform again, Google Analytics, to understand visitor behavior on your website and app and monitor customer engagement. Customer relationship management software works if you want to, spend some cash on that. Do a search for CRM software. There's a lot of different brands that have it. I will say that some of the most popular CRM tools are not designed for small businesses. They really are enterprise solutions, and they're very, very expensive, and they may not give you the results you're looking for. So just do a lot of research before making a decision to jump into CRM software. There's also specialized advocate marketing platforms and customer experience platforms. These services can help you mobilize advocates for your brand using a variety of methods. Try a Google search for either type to learn more. I'm actually going to put these words because you're going to have to look this up. You probably never heard of this before. So look it up on search. You can try affiliate programs, affiliate marketing. A business pays another entity, the affiliate, a commission for driving website traffic or sales their way. I don't know if anybody uses Google. Oh shoot, I just forgot what it's called. I actually have it and put it into my website. I'll think of it in a minute. But last but not least, creating a free Google business profile on Google can help you develop relationships with customers that can lead to brand advocacy. That's my favorite platform. My favorite platform, Google Business Profile. It's really powerful. But anyway, these tools will help you manage the process of identifying, initiating, incentivizing, and improving advocacy and earning new business from it. There's some people that are very mature in this space, and they make, thousands and thousands of dollars a month, thousands and thousands of dollars a week. It is a thing in itself. It is an industry. So I don't know what your business is, but there's no free lunch. Nothing comes for free. Nothing is easy. Nothing that's valuable is easy. So a lot of these things I'm talking about on this particular slide takes a lot of work and a lot of research. And I just want to not get you sidetracked from whatever you're doing with your business or wherever you are in your business journey. Just try not to get sidetracked in some of these things. All right. So, think about how you might create a loyalty program if you can. Think about this. I told you my loyalty program looks a little bit different. I offer value added workshops and training. I'm a LinkedIn creator. I'm an official LinkedIn creator. So I do a lot of LinkedIn strategy. So one of the things I like to share with my clients is how to, leverage and deploy LinkedIn effectively for your large business. I ran a class for 3,000 women leaders in an international real estate company. And it was very exciting to help them understand how they could use their voice on LinkedIn. I offer that to my clients. That's how I incentivize. All right. So this concludes the overview of the customer focused marketing along the customer journey. As you can see, there's a lot to do. And if you're sitting here thinking, I didn't even know all these things, I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try to do these things. I'm not going to do these things. Whatever your answer is, do the best you can. Use the tools that use as many tools as you can. Use one tool if you can. If you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner or even a mid-market business owner, or even if you're like a leader in a large organization where you're dealing with this type of need to get customers and get attention, if you're saying, no, I can't do all this, you need to find someone to do it for you. You need to get the money, raise the money to hire someone to help you. I will suggest that these are the things that make small businesses and entrepreneurs make a lot of money and get a lot of attention because they're doing all these things. So if you feel like you can't do it, you might have to go out and get a job and work for somebody else. If you're a small business, you can't do all these things. At the very least, maybe you can't implement all of these things, but you definitely can think about it. And just the purpose of this class is to get you thinking about these things, to realize that there's too much available for you not to do these things yourself. If you have a passion project at your current job, try to allot 30 minutes a day to learn for your business. Try to allot 30 minutes a day if you have a passion project. I'm trying not to use the word side hustle anymore because it sounds I'm starting to feel like it's not a good word to use. Side hustle. I feel like hustle itself. It's like, what? Hustle and flow. What is hustle? So I want to say passion project. Try to spend 30 minutes a day learning. Go to LinkedIn. You can connect with me and follow the content I share on LinkedIn. Continue to follow the Business and Consumer Protection because they have so many classes. You really have no excuse not to learn. You have no excuse. All right, so just think about it. Ensure prospective customers become aware of you. That's the easy part. It's easy. Consider you fully. Becomes a little tougher, but consider you for service or product purchase. Convert and make purchases. Now we're getting a little harder. And then stick around to become loyal brand advocates. The most challenging part of the customer journey is to make them come back again and again and again, right? All right. Here's a brief recap of this workshop today. In the last two phases of the customer journey, your marketing is focused on converting your customers and turning them into brand loyal advocates. Not all people who show initial interest in your brand will move to these phases. That's fine. It's important to identify key actions someone in the consideration phase would take that would likely lead to a conversion. Then you want to identify those customers so you can share timely calls to action that pave the way to a purchase. You want to make sure the purchase process is streamlined and easy so you don't lose someone in the process. If you're a service-based business, that probably looks like conversations, invitations to events, offering to come to workshops like this, making a workshop for yourself, clicking on a video to learn more. I mean, there's different ways to do this when you're a service-based business. Once you've landed a customer, keep them happy and satisfied to build their customer loyalty. Implement programs and incentives to sustain their loyalty and encourage their advocacy among everyone they know. I landed a huge contract a year ago because a woman, an amazing woman, put my name on a table that I wasn't at. And this person that she put the name on the table to called me up and hired me for a job. That was amazing. I was like, wow, I must be doing something really well and something right. This person mentioned me in a room full of, I almost felt like saying a room full of mirrors, the Jimi Hendrix song. Just popped into my head, a room full of mirrors. But no, she put me on a table, my name on my company name on a table, and it was the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me. And it was during the pandemic. All right. So ultimately, advocacy will lead to more customers entering the awareness phase of the customer journey, keeping the pipeline filled. Advocates will completely keep a circular economy going for you. Advocates will put people in the awareness. That's the point. And then you can start the journey right from there and keep going. That's how that works. That's how that works. So if you missed part one, you can always go to g.co/grow on air. You won't get me. You won't get me, but you'll get somebody from Google talking about the customer journey part one. Always, and you can continue to learn on grow on air. So just go to g.co/grow on air and you can just get in these little bite-sized things. Also, if you go to the YouTube page for Google Digital Coaches, you'll get digital coaches sharing content, but it's not interactive content like we're doing right now. They're not going to be looking at chat. They won't be having a conversation. They won't be sharing their own anecdotes and personal stories as much. They're really going to be, speaking the company messaging more tightly and succinctly. But I do recommend that you go to YouTube and type in Google Digital Coaches and you'll get the official channel. I also want to share, I don't know, is anyone on the call, are you going through the Grow with Google certificate program? Anyone on this webinar? Oh my goodness, you, Alma, Rebecca, you're going through it? Oh man, you know what? Okay, fabulous. I'm gonna actually, let me see what else is on these slides. I'm just wondering, let me see something really quickly. I would love for you to share your story. I have to ask Stella. Okay, here, I'm gonna come back to this because I want to hear your story about the Google certificate program because I've been speaking to, I spoke to a mom last night who said her teenager, her 17-year-old is going through the Google certificate program for IT UX. And I thought, and I was just, it's fascinating how many people and how many young people that haven't even graduated from high school yet are going through this. And I've been talking about this for years. If you're 16 and up, you don't have to have a college degree to go through the certificate program. I'd love to learn more about that from one of you. So this is the channel I was just telling you about. If you go to youtube.com/c/grow with Google, you'll see videos from some of the other coaches that are part of the Google Digital Coaches team that I'm on. But you'll also get information from other people that are part of the Grow with Google program. And part of that program, one of the outcomes of that program is the Google certificate program. Let's see what else I can share. I think that's it. I mean, I want to just conclude by asking you to fill out this wonderful survey. I know that BACP has a survey as well. I know that comes via email post class, but we also have a survey, and our survey focuses on this content, and it also focuses on the presenter, me, Thank you for leaving a good comment. No, just kidding. Whatever you want to leave, I'm not trying to guide you. You have to do you, because doing you is why we are here today in this class, and why Google has created such amazing content in conjunction with the suggestions and strategies that the Google Digital Coaches have provided Google. So we've provided a tremendous service to Google. I am here to tell you right now, we're just like this, what they have gotten from us in terms of information has been really valuable to the entire stratosphere of Google. I'm very proud of that, and I will definitely brag on behalf of the coaches that this is what we've done for them. But anyway, if you take the survey, it really does help us improve the programming. So please take the survey if you can. I want to thank you for joining me today. I really hope that you come back. I do have another class coming up, I believe in December, with BACP. I think we're going to be doing website, email, and domain. It's a powerful workshop where you can. Thank you, Wanda. I'm sorry, I got interrupted. Emma J. Thank you, Wanda. Wanda, congratulations. You've won a free Google Home Mini. You did it. You did it. You did it. So, Wanda, please, this is it. Okay. Emma Che Cafe, Cakery and Cafe. She's amazing. She's been going at it for a very, very long time. She's never given up. The pandemic, like everyone else, almost took us down. Not Emma Che Cakery and Cafe. She has been, she actually was part of my launch at Google in 2017 at Google. She provided cake in a jar, and it was amazing. People walked off freaking out about her. I think it's her caramel cake in a jar. Like mind blowing, like experience with that, with her cake in a jar. So I highly recommend you please go to her bakery. She suffered through the pandemic. She soldiered on. She busted her butt. And she also has a tremendous amount of vegan options. She believes very strongly in vegan foods and vegan products. And her vegan cookies are delicious. And I'm sorry, I've had a lot of vegan cookies because I was vegan for almost 2 years. And her vegan cookies are the bomb. So I don't know. I'm not a vegan fan anymore, because I gave up because the chicken. I had to eat the chicken. I really couldn't stop eating chicken. 18 months was enough time for me to be vegan, but her vegan cookies are to die for. But her cake in a jars are great. So she actually provided food for me at the Google launch in 2017, and I brought her back to my 5-year anniversary celebration at Moxie, where she provided breakfast sandwiches, which was amazing. So highly recommend her. And I don't know if she innovated cupcakes in a jar, but and I haven't had this other one that's on our deck. But if I had the choice, I would definitely prefer to have Emma Chan on the deck, because she's an amazing Black woman-owned business in Chicago. So thank you so much. And now it's 10:36. I took up 5 minutes of your time. This actually concludes the customer focused marketing journey with Google, Grow with Google Digital Coaches. I really appreciate you coming. I hope to see you in December. And thank you very much for all of your questions and all your comments and feedback. BACP, I turn it over to you, because now I'm willing and open to taking some questions. And actually, if there's any way to take one of these wonderful entrepreneurs off the mic, a couple people mentioned the Google's career certificates. I would love to hear their feedback. Are you able to unmute anybody, or is that not possible with this? Well, I guess not. Stella probably had to do some other job while she's waiting, while she's working and waiting.
I think you got questions.
Yes, I know, but what I was asking is it possible to unmute someone to talk about?
Yeah, I can unmute somebody.
Okay, who was it? Let me see. There was one. Let me just see this. Okay, so Rebecca Sutter. It sounds like she just finished the project management, and she's in digital marketing. I would love for her to be unmuted, because she's actually been on a couple workshops. And Alma, I'm so glad you're in the middle of these, but I would like to hear from Rebecca, because she's come to a couple workshops. So she's the one person I would unmute, because I want to hear about her experience, so she can share with others what she's learned and how it's working out.
Tell her to, if you want to speak, raise your hand. That way I can know who to unmute.
If you're still here, Rebecca, did she come on?
I haven't did it yet.
Okay, Rebecca, if you're still on, you have to raise your hand, so that way Stella can unmute you. Thank you, Eric, for coming. She raised her hand. Thank you, Vea.
Working on it now.
In the meantime, I did share the link for the Google Career Certificates. I highly recommend it because the program is designed for you to get digital skills, but actually get certificates showing that you've earned this certificate because you've learned how to do XYZ. And when you get a certificate from the Google certificate program, it opens you up to the opportunity to apply not only for jobs at Google, but to apply for other jobs within the ecosystem that's part of the Google Career Certificate program. It doesn't guarantee you a job, but it puts you in a better position to apply
Why
for jobs
cannot
because
unmute them? What happened?
you've demonstrated that you are skilled and ready to take on this job. Is Rebecca off mic?
Not yet. She's
Oh,
not on yet.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Well, in the meantime, let me go take a look at some of these other questions. Oh, good. Virtual kitchen. I'm really curious about your virtual kitchen, Bernice. What did you already put your information up there about the virtual kitchen? So, have you heard about what Uber's doing on the virtual kitchen space? Ooh, do some research, Bernice. Please do some research.
Rebecca, you can go ahead, Rebecca.
Yeah, look up Bernice. That's a tip. I can't tell you right now. This is a Google workshop. I love you for asking though. You always got to ask. Just go do a Google search, of Uber virtual kitchen, or look up the founder of Uber. It's actually the founder of Uber. Look up the founder of Uber because he's doing a big thing in virtual kitchen. Okay, is Rebecca off mic?
She's
Yeah,
on.
can anyone?
Oh,
hear me?
Rebecca, hi. I
Yeah.
would love for you to share your experience about Google Career Certificates program, and thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah. I did project management. I finished like a month or two ago, and then I started doing the digital marketing for like starting my own business. The project management one was really useful just to kind of understand workflow, even if it's like my business is just me, but it was super useful just to kind of understand like how to make decisions or to kind of set up your business in a way that you can kind of pass it off to other people. Like if you set up those different roles, like how that would work kind of. And I was a sous chef before. And so kind of a lot of these concepts that they were teaching in there did make sense, but having it like be very tangible from the program was super helpful, like having all the right terminology. And then, excuse me, they went over mostly in Google Sheets, but they did use Asana a little bit in one of the segments. And so kind of learning how to use some of the things that you would use if I got a project management job, some of those tools was really useful.
Well, I'm curious. I want to just ask you about just your mindset and how you've been feeling about the experience because going through the process is one thing. Everybody has their own way to process information, but how has it actually changed your thinking around digital experiences? Has it I don't want to give you a leading I don't want to give you a leading question. So can you share how you felt and how you feel it's going to impact your plans for your future?
Yeah, I think I'll be able to like use all the correct terms and like when I'm talking to other people, I can like form intelligent questions, right? Because I like kind of have a base knowledge at least of what's going on. For digital marketing, I'm only in the first segment so far, but it's a lot of things that you're talking about, the funnels and cool, like you can have an online presence, but like how should you really be tailoring that or how should you be thinking about it? I think for me, both classes are just kind of a mindset shift.
Okay. Talk about that. I'm curious myself. What do you mean the mindset shift? I love that.
For project management, I was taking that class while I was in management. And so I had kind of already developed some of those ideas and I'd already had some of those like workflow things that I was doing at my job, but I didn't have the words for it. And I didn't have the like, hey, we should do this because XYZ. I was just like, well, this seems right. I don't know. And so actually pretty validating to take the class and then be like, oh, other people do this. There's words for it. Oh my gosh. Like, I felt like I was struggling less, and that I could, kind of just be more confident in that I knew what I was doing. Right.
I love it. And what about your future? What are your plans around this? Like what is your why around this? Why are you doing this?
I am actually going to look for a project management job. Green
Okay.
City Market just opened up some stuff, so I'm going to go talk to them.
Well,
But
thanks for
yeah.
sharing that with everyone on the call so they can now take your job.
Hey, that's fine. If they're a good fit, they're a good fit.
I'm kidding. But that's
but
great.
I think it's interesting too. Being a chef, I think there's a lot of chefs on the call today, so I'll kind of
Really?
speak to that. But I saw a lot of food businesses on here, yeah. But I think
Wow.
it can be really useful for what we do, and I also think that it's interesting for me to kind of have a mindset shift and be able to take something that's a little bit more tech oriented and still fit it into food service.
So
that's pretty exciting.
My last two questions are one, what kind of time commitment do you need? And then two, do you recommend this to do you actually recommend this? I mean, are you being an advocate of the program? Like you're telling everyone on the call, like, yes, you should try this out. Like the time commitment for you, and then are you recommending it?
It took me, I was working part of the time while I was doing it and trying to start my own business. So it took me like a
Ah,
little bit longer than I would have
okay.
liked, but
That's fair.
I think it was 7 or 8 months.
Okay.
But if I would have focused, it would have been shorter. And it was some of the stuff is a little dry, but I think it's because I already had kind of like done some of those things before. But I do recommend it. I think it is really useful if you can break it up into little chunks and okay, for half an hour, I'm going to do this. Like if you commit to it, it'll pay off for sure.
Well, I really love it. Google just bought the Thompson Center, right? So it's going to be a couple years before the thing is fully realized. But I do know that, and that just means that there's job opportunities for people in Chicago, right? I mean, Google's going to be hiring a lot of people. I'm not saying that that the career certificate program will guarantee you a job at Google. And I understand that, a lot of people want to work at Google. Google's a great company to work for and work with and collaborate with, no doubt. But I think what I'm hearing from you and what I've heard anecdotally from others that have gone through the program is that they now have extraordinary confidence to go out into the world and feel connected to what's actually happening, which is based on a lot of technology. I mean, you can't even work anywhere anymore without having a technology experience and having these Google career certifications, at your back like wind, really puts you in a much a higher level of thinking and experience and walking through the world than other people that have really ignored technology or that continue to ignore technology or believe that it really can't work. And I really enjoyed your comment about you going through these classes and getting validation for skills that you've always had but really haven't been able to identify and put a word to it, right? I mean, I think about a couple of employees I've hired over the last couple years, and they both of them were in spaces that they didn't want to be in, they didn't belong, and they don't even know why they were there. And these are career spaces, and I brought them into my company to work for me. And for the first time in both of their lives, these are both very, very young women under 30. They're like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could get paid to do this. Like
I had no idea that it was a career. Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't know there was a job to be to think creatively and put it on a piece of paper. I did not understand all the technology that went behind making a YouTube video, and now I understand the pipeline to do it. I understand what happens to build it, and I also understand what it takes to get a customer there. So one of my employees, for example, at the time, she said, now that I know this, I will never ever undercharge for my services ever again. And so I feel like of course both of these people now, after working at my company, one person that worked here, she's got a job now. I will not disclose who she is, and I won't even disclose her salary, but my God, she's making 5 times more than I made when I was her age. And she's not even doing execution really because she worked at my company for a year, learning about digital skills and digital technology and how to put words to what she does. And now she's like killing the game in New York. It's crazy. You know, it's unbelievable. So I really love that you shared that one thing, because if nothing else, it's helping people like you that have been, you know, pipelined, or however you got to the food business, like whatever got you there and kept you there, and made it so that you couldn't actually like look out and do other things. To hear that this is helping you realize your value and your tremendous knowledge and your tremendous base of skill sets, is that to me is a victory. I just feel like that is game changing, because that means that you're going to be able to work anywhere in the world because you have skills that other people have that have probably been paid like 10 times the money you've made, you know, in your lifetime. And I love that. And I'm not assuming that you haven't made 10 times the money. I'm just making a point at scale. These are the kinds of things that change lives, and they especially change women's lives, because women, when they end up figuring out how to make their own money and get some financial independence, like it'll change the world. Because, you know, women, when they make money, they don't just feed themselves. They feed their families, they feed the neighborhood, they feed the community, they feed the community. Next thing you know, that the whole country's fed and healthy and happy. You know what I mean? So congratulations, Rebecca. I mean, keep going. I really love that you took the time to share the story. I would love for you to contact me at jbirkenbeuel@google.com, and maybe I'd like to share your story with some of the team at Google. I think you'd be a great person to talk to. I can't guarantee that can happen, but, you know, wait, did I spell this right? I'm trying to figure out how to spell my last name right. Yeah, if you can email me, Rebecca, I'm actually going to send this to you directly. Please email me here. And then I would love that. And also, I just sent you a private message. And then also, and you can come off mic now, Rebecca. I really thank you so much. Gratitude for you. You're amazing. I want to also, who was the person that gave me M&J Bakery again? That person is, who was it? I gotta find it now. I was like, I just got really distracted. Wanda, was it Wanda? Yes, okay, Wanda. So Wanda, I want you, let's see, Wanda. Is Wanda on here? Yeah, Wanda's name is on here. Okay, Wanda, I want you to email me your address, because I want to send you your Google Home Mini, because you guessed. I feel guilty that nobody guessed. I wish I could give a Google Home Mini to everybody that guessed. I wish I could. It's too impossible. It's impossible. I don't have enough monthly budget to like send a Google Home Mini to everyone on this call. I just don't. I don't have enough monthly budget. Okay. Anyway, BACP, thank you. Rebecca, thank you. This is really wonderful. I enjoyed this. It's Friday. I hope I've sent you off into an amazing Friday, and you're ready to like seize the day and take on the world of business and like figure out how to make money. I hope this worked for you. And I would love for you to connect with me. And let me just share one more thing. If you want to sign up for my email address, I'm not my email, I'm sorry, my own, what do you call it? My own email newsletter. I'm going to do that. Let's see if I can get that for you. Yeah, if you want to sign up to my email newsletter, I can invite you to some other things and give you some branding ideas and things like this. Everyone, I'm going to send to everybody. Here's my email, sign up for my email newsletter. And yeah, this concludes the presentation. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Tawana.
Thank you. If you are a part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program and would like to receive credit for today's webinar, please send an email to bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. Again, that email address is bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. Have a great weekend.